One of them is a very good friend of mine who I have nothing but the greatest admiration for, Dan Bongino, who's running for Congress in Maryland in the 6th Congressional District, which leans slightly Democrat. But if enough Republicans and independents and thinking Democrats turn out, we could win that race. Dan Bongino, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Mark. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Well, tell us what it looks like on the ground in Maryland. You know, many people around the country and in Maryland say, well, what's the point?
Right. Well, what's the point? Yeah, exactly. Well, if you want your liberty to dissipate slowly but surely, and you get behind a Republican Party now that seems to believe in a managed decline, then you're right. There is no point. But if you want to fight back and start throwing right crosses, to the chops rather than just jabs, and start to take our country back, then there is a point. Mark, Maryland doesn't have to be Texas. Frankly, it doesn't have to even be Virginia. Your home state. It has to be a competitive state where the citizens here who can't get up and leave, who have operating leverage in their businesses and capital assets here and can't get up and move, do they have a voice too? They deserve a shot. So, as you well know, it is worth a good fight, and I'm ready to bring it.
Let's name your opponent. What is his name?
John Delaney.
John Delaney's been running around pretending to be a moderate when he votes for Obama down the line. He's a former banker who throws millions of dollars into his campaigns, so he's pretending to be somebody he isn't, and he really doesn't want to be in the House. He's been talking about running for governor, using this as a platform. Am I correct about those things?
That's a pretty good analysis. That's a great Reader's Digest version of the campaign. Yeah, he doesn't even tell anybody he's a Democrat anymore. All his commercials are bashing me, and they're spent telling everybody how independent he is. Well, I could give you the numbers, 90+% with Barack Obama. Just, research them yourself, folks. These guys, you said it right, Mark. I was listening to your show a while back. You were talking about how compromise, when the media talks about compromise, they only mean Republicans acquiescing on conservative principles to liberals. They never mean it the other way around. Yeah, when we talk about, hey, can we cut taxes? No, we can't do that. We need a compromise. The compromise is always let's hike taxes, and that's what they do. So he may have run for office as a blue dog, but he certainly hasn't voted as one. And I'll tell you what, I'm not interested in what's in his head. I like him. He's a nice enough guy. I don't want to date him, okay? He's the congressional representative. It's how he votes that matters. And he votes with the Democrats, and he's burying the state, and he's just another, another vote with the Pelosi, Obama, Clinton, Elizabeth Warren clan.
And the vast majority of your support's coming from the grassroots, from small donations, from the bottom up. You're not getting a lot of help from the big boys, are you?
A lot. We're not getting any. Mark, they never even called after the primary when we won.
Wait a minute. The National Republican Congressional Committee in Washington that sends out a zillion pieces of mail asking people to contribute so we can get in a conservative House. How much have they given you?
They wanted to charge us to use their mailing. What do you mean give? They wanted to take money from us. They haven't given me a damn thing. They never even called after the primary to say, hey, nice job. We're not going to support you, but nice work, pal. Thanks for representing the brand. Nothing. I mean, zero, zilch, nada. The absence of value, zero, nothing. This is all grassroots. If it was, I'll be honest with you, Mark, if it was not for your radio show and some of your friends in talk radio that have also been very nice to me and other shows that have been kind enough to have me on, this race we'd be losing by 20 points. What has enabled us to close this thing to the point where now I'm pretty sure we're going to be ahead in our next poll is people like yourself willing to take a shot on guys like me. That's it. No one else has done a thing, zero for me. It's been the grassroots and guys like yourself.
This is amazing to me. And then if you get elected, which I pray you do, you would be just a stunningly outstanding member of Congress.
Thanks.
And if you are elected, then immediately you'll be you'll be approached by these guys. They'll want to be your best friend. They want you to fall into line and so forth and so on. You are an independent conservative, are you not?
Absolutely. Yeah, at first, a Republican. I call myself a conservative Republictarian, depending on, the issues. I love it when they try to pigeonhole people into little boxes. But, I am absolutely a conservative first and a Republican now, almost a distant third. I hate to say it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a problem because the Republican Party needs some work. Reagan knew it needed work. Goldwater knew it needed work. I do. You do. You're a patriot. And your background is you were with the NYPD. You were with the Secret Service. You were on the president's detail. You just decided that you would retire and And that way you could participate in the political process. Because why? You saw what was happening to the country.
You know, Mark, this has been done over. Listen, the Democrats right now have a monopoly on failure because they're the ones signing the faux budgets and all this ridiculous spending. But I think we have to be, as conservatives, very clear that, you know, we've had a role in this too. And I'm so glad that, you call it like it is. And there's none of this, wishy-washy nonsense. We spent a lot of money too. And if we are going to be the party of managed decline, then we're not going to be a party at all. We're just going to be Democrat light. We need people willing to stand out. I was an agent. I had left my job. I resigned because I felt like I was just part of the problem. Mark, I have to be honest with you. I didn't feel like the job was. I felt like it was noble. I was doing the Lord's work. I loved it, but you can't sit back anymore, folks. It's time to get up. And as I always say, we got to put the Cheetos down, get off the couch, stop throwing the Nerf football, and go find a candidate. Go find a cause. Go find a group that represents conservative ideas, and you have to do. Talk doesn't matter. It's not going to change the world if it doesn't motivate us to do something. And my wife and I decided we have to do under an unbelievable financial penalty, I might add. And again, I'm not looking for any of your audience's sympathy here. I just want to show you my dedication to this. I mean, we left everything, my health care. My wife has lupus. It gets tough at times for us, and we left it all behind, to do this. So when Obamacare starts canceling people's policies, that's me. It's not a talking point. We had our policy canceled. I'm the one getting it in the gut here. And we need people to stand up. The time for talk is over, Mark. We're losing, and we're losing badly. But Americans don't give up, and you should never do it. This place is worth saving.
Dan Bongino, give out your website for the audience, please.
Oh, thanks, Mark. It's Bongino, Bongino.com. Keep it real simple. Just to let
Bongino.com. And here in this race, you're a working man. You're a middle-class man, as we like to call ourselves. You're running against an extremely wealthy guy, an ex-banker, who poses as the working man's guy. I mean, this is typical. The liberal Democrats run the richest of the rich, but fine. I don't begrudge them, neither do you. And then they pretend to be part of the little guy, which they're not. Dan Bongino, we wish you all the best. Next Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, Maryland, Congressional District, 6th District. This is the man. God bless you, my brother, and I wish you all the best. Dan Bongino. If you can help him, please go on Mark Levin Show Facebook, Mark Levin Show Twitter, and help the man.